I'm Constable Alison Bray.
Jasmine Peters.
Jason.
Kyla Farrell.
Brady Belcher.
I definitely enjoyed OS the most, which is the tactical training, the realness of it all and thinking on your feet and acting. I just found that really engaging rather than sitting behind a desk, I suppose.
I enjoyed the scenario week, getting to do all of our legal and tactical training, putting it all together. We had to run up the stairs and there was 2 people fighting and we had to go and sort out the aggressor, arrest them and then deal with the victim and provide them with all the right services and put our training into play, I guess.
My best day was definitely getting over the wall. That was my barrier. I knew I could do everything else.
Driving out in the streets, going under emergency conditions. The first day we went out, I couldn't stop smiling. There's a lot of safety involved, which I didn't think that was. I thought it would be more like the movies.
Best part, probably throwing our hats off in the air for graduation.
Robot brings additional capabilities. As you can see, very obviously it's got legs instead of wheels or tracks. It makes it more adept at getting up and down stairways and in difficult situations for climbing and going down steep declines. The most valuable asset the TRG has when dealing with a bomb or any explosive device are the people. Anything we can do to protect them and get them further away from a danger and explosive device is a good thing.
So having 4 legs, it allows it to move over a variety of terrains that are just off limits to the tracked or wheeled robots. So some of our bigger, more robust bomb-style robots, although handy and necessary to do some of the more aggressive work and the harder lifting or heavier lifting, this allows us to almost get everywhere that they won't get, and we'll use this robot primarily as a bit of a reconnaissance robot. So to go have a look at it, figure out if it's worth worrying about, and if it is, we can use this to drag or move or bring the item to somewhere where we can examine it, or hand it off to a bigger robot that's more capable of dealing with it.
It's a pleasure for us to work with industry, to have cutting edge technology like this, to make sure we keep them safe and keep our community safe. That is the critical feature of this, because when we do have those situations, and they are rare in WA, but when we do have them, we have the best technology that we can deploy into those high-risk situations.
International Women's Maritime Day is a day about celebrating women in the maritime industry. The industry is heavily male dominated, and it's about also promotion of women within the industry and attracting more women to come work for the maritime industry, and in particular WA Police, Water Police section. I've been a police officer for nearly 15 years, and in that time I've worked for the Booze Bus, regional country stations. I've worked at mounted, riding a horse, and now I'm driving boats and going diving, so that's pretty cool. It's really nice to see more and more women coming through, especially at Water Police. It's really good when we do jobs with marine rescue and seeing more and more females coming through in the marine role, and also just presence all over the state.
For me, I came to Peel Water Police with no boating background, no qualifications, no real experience being out on boats and on the water. I came from a surf lifesaving background, so I had a bit of an idea, but it meant that I was able to challenge myself and work towards qualifications. So now I have my Coxswains, which enables me to drive commercial boats, police boats. So it's been a challenge for me and something that I've been able to thrive off and work towards. What I love most about being at Water Police is being able to save people's lives and really make a difference.
Over the last 9 years I've had quite a few highlights. I rescued a baby dolphin in the Swan River which was trapped in a crab pot. That was really fulfilling, and knowingly saving quite a few lives where those people have verbalised to me that that was their last breath, that was their last attempt at signalling for help and that sort of stuff. And if we didn't see them, that they were prepared to accept their fate with the ocean. So those sorts of things, knowing you've really made a difference to someone's life is really fulfilling.
I'm Constable Alison Bray.
Brady Belcher.
Jasmine Peters.
Jason.
Kyla Farrell.
I was on a ski mountain in Banff and I could hear someone shouting. So I ran to help and sort of just dived off the mountain into the snow and was trying to help retrieve this person.
I'd always kind of thought about it when I was younger, but I wasn't really too sure if I was capable at that stage. So I just kind of, did the retail, did some FIFO, got some money behind me.
Went to uni. When I finished that, it was time to apply, and I got in, thankfully.
Through high school, I had a couple of teachers that thought, have you ever thought about being a police officer? So I came to an information day, listening to the instructors and the recruits standing up and talking about it. Kind of cemented me into wanting to be a police officer.
I've always wanted to be a police officer. It was just a bit of a journey for me to get there. I've applied 4 times over 10 years and finally got in on my 4th go. I went more into the custody role to try and get a little bit more life experience and more experience with the closest thing I could be dealing with as a police officer, and turns out that served me well.
Where someone has needed help in the past, I feel like I run towards that. So this job would give me the ability to do that, yeah.
Distinguished guests, relatives and friends of the course graduates, welcome to the Western Australia Police Academy. The Western Australia Police Force respectfully acknowledges the traditional custodians throughout Western Australia and the continuing connection to the land, waters and community. We pay our respects to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and their cultures, and to elders both past and present. We welcome you all to the graduation of Recruit Courses 3 Grey Squad and 4 Green Squad of 2024. As part of tonight's graduation, the following officials are present. Mr Cole Blanche, APN, Commissioner of Police. The Honourable Paul Papalia, CSC MLA, Minister for Police, Corrective Services, Racing and Gaming, Defence Industry, Veterans Issues. Mr Darryl Gaunt, APM, as Acting Deputy Commissioner. We also acknowledge the attendance of our other WA Police Force executives, the WA Police Union, and invited guests from the armed services and other organisations. We now await the arrival of the parade contingent. everyone please stand as the police banner is marched onto the parade ground. Officers in full uniform are required to salute and hold the salute until the banner halts. Thank you. Please be seated. Assembled before you are the members of Recruit Courses 3 and 4 of 2024. The officers standing before you have endured an intensive 28-week training course at the West Australia Police Academy, and we welcome them to our police family. Please join me in congratulating them with a round of applause. The WA Police Force continues to celebrate diversity and encourages it within our workplace. There are 48 officers graduating tonight. They vary in age from 18 to 46 years. 7 originate from culturally and linguistically diverse communities. 1 is Aboriginal and 10 can speak another language. In charge of tonight's parade is Acting Senior Sergeant Randall Worthington. Acting Sergeant Mel Boshin is the Banner Party Commander, and Senior Constable Ben Perry is the Banner Ensign. The armed escorts are Senior Constables Carolyn Mulhall and Casey Patton. And the drill leaders this evening are Constables Joseph Wooden and Caitlin Evans. The aide to the commanding officer for tonight's parade is Superintendent Michael Della Costa. We now await the arrival of the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Cole Blanche, APM. An awards ceremony was held for the graduating officers yesterday, where the following awards were presented. The Physical Excellence Award, sponsored by Police and Community Youth Centres, was presented to Constables Sean Chadwick and Jonah Widdis. The Professional Conduct Award, sponsored by the Retired Police Officers Association, was presented to Constables Benjamin McCarthy and Brodie Owen. The Communications Award, sponsored by the WA newspapers, was presented to Constables Benjamin McCarthy and Rebecca Berryman. The Driver Proficiency Award was sponsored by the WA Police Pipe Band and was presented to Constables Benjamin McCarthy and Stuart Cunningham. Now arriving is the Commanding and Reviewing Officer, Commissioner Cole Blanche, APM. We now await the arrival of the Honourable Paul Papalia, CSC MLA, Minister for Police, Corrective Services, Racing and Gaming, Defence Industry, Veterans Issues. Other awards presented at the awards ceremony were the Academic Award, sponsored by the WA Police Social Club, was presented to Constables Ben Tudor Roberts and Nicholas Arndt. The Jeffrey Bowen Award, sponsored by Detective Training, was presented to Constables Benjamin McCarthy and Stuart Cunningham. The Endeavour Award, sponsored by the West Australian Police Historical Society, was presented to Constables Araminda Singh and Stuart Cunningham. The Operational Safety and Tactics Training Award, sponsored by PNN Bank, was presented to Constables Oliverio Maletta and Brodie Owen. The Parade Sergeants Award, sponsored by the WA Police Union, was presented to Constables Joseph Wooden and Caitlin Evans. The Good Samaritan Award, sponsored by the Order of Australia, was presented to Constables Nicholas Higston and Rebecca Berryman. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for their continued support. And now arriving is the Honourable Paul Papalia, CSC MLA, Minister for Police, Corrective Services, Racing and Gaming, Defence Industry, Veterans Issues. I now invite Professor Colleen Hayward, AM, to conduct the Welcome to Country.
Minister, Commissioner, graduates, distinguished guests all. Kaya. Kaya is our greeting word, and what a great occasion to be any part of that. And our word for welcome is Wonju. So Kaya and Wonju. Now, welcomes and acknowledgements, I think, have already been well articulated, not only in the introductory comments, but also in the booklet. They're essentially a way of connecting us together for common purpose in this place. So really just a nice way for us to be together. Now, usually in a welcome, I would tell you a little bit about Noongar country, the bounds, how far we stretch, our 14 clans, the 6 seasons. But tonight I want to do something a little bit different because we are here in Joondalup. And I'm hoping that our graduates especially, but others as well, can enjoy a little bit more about this place. In Noongar language, when the name of a place ends with UP, it usually means the place of. So in Joondalup, it means the place of the Joondal. What is that, you might ask? And it's a good question. If you have a look at Lake Joondalup from the air, it's reminiscent of a footprint. In our dreaming stories, it's the footprint of the giant spirit woman. So Joondal sometimes refers to the long flowing locks of the spirit woman, and sometimes to the shimmer on the water that you get when there is a full moon, just as there is this evening. In lots of ways, it is about safety, especially of children, because that's where the giant spirit woman had a special relationship. The fact of Lake Joondalup, and Joondalup specifically, being about children reminds me very closely that all those involved with policing in Western Australia are about care for the most vulnerable in our community. Aboriginal people have been here for 3,000 generations, and the spirits of our ancestors love to hear the language of the land. So on behalf of families, friends, force, everyone here, I say, Jorbani Nunok Jinin Jini Nala Kada Jini Nunga Mort Bridia Kayan Kardak Nijabuja. Translated, that means that we are paying respects to elders past and present, as well as to everyone here, everyone who has supported our graduates for tonight. It's acknowledging that we are on Noongar country, and it's paying respects not only to each other, but also in the wish of a safe event, not only here and now, hopefully later on when you drive past the lake and have a closer look, but also as you journey home. So Kaya, I see you. Wanju, welcome. And because we don't have a word for goodbye, I say Bordawin, until we meet again. Congratulations, graduates, and I hope that everyone enjoys the evening. Thank you.
Nala ana nuluk wajak nunga, Professor Hayward. Parade Sergeant will now invite the Commissioner of Police and the Minister for Police to inspect the parade. The mounted section are led by Senior Constable Graham Ewingson on Police Horse Frankie, Senior Constable Talia Corley on Police Horse Bailey, First Class Constable Taryn Kershaw on Police Horse Jethro, and First Class Constable Gabby Peacock on Police Horse Arnie. The West Australia Police Pipe Band has represented the WA Police Force and the state of Western Australia since 1966. Tonight, our pipe band is led by Drum Major Sergeant Darren King, Pipe Major Mr Chris McDonald, and leading drummer Mr Ryan Green. Our award-winning pipe band have won numerous national and international titles, and they are invited to perform at over 200 high-profile policing and community engagement events each year. And this evening, the motorcycle escorts are led by Sergeant Paul Hagan. He is joined by Senior Constable Damien Hawkins, Senior Constable Craig Green, Senior Constable Nick Canane, and First Class Constable Don Justin. I now invite Police Chaplain Ev Hurd to bless the parade.
Good evening, Commissioner, Minister and honoured guests. And a special welcome to the family and friends from our graduating squads. To our green and grey squads of 2024, congratulations. You've made it this far, you're ready to take up your positions, and most of you are still smiling, so well done. As you graduate today and commence work in the community, I ask that you remember to always treat those that you are called to assist as you would want your family and your loved ones to be treated. At the same time, I ask that you endeavour to never overlook or take for granted your family. Remember that your family will remain your greatest assets in this journey. They will be there through the best of times and the worst of times, through the highs and the lows, when there is joy and when there is struggle. Treat them always as the precious people that they are. Let's pray. Loving God, we thank you for each of these women and men who stand here today as constables of the Western Australia Police Force, who have been prepared for the task of maintaining peace and protection within the communities in which they will serve. Into your protection and care we commit them, and we ask your blessing upon them and their loved ones, along with all members of the Western Australia Police Force, as they strive to protect and serve the communities where they are posted. Give them insight, patience, courage, and compassion in their day-to-day interactions with members of the public. Lord, watch over them, and when their duty is done, bring them safely to their homes and their loved ones. May your blessing be with them and remain with them now and forevermore. And we ask this in the name of the Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Hurd. The Parade Sergeant will now prepare the parade for the march past. We encourage you all to please cheer and applaud as the graduates pass by. your presentations, please feel free to take photographs, but we ask again that you refrain from encroaching upon the parade ground. I now call upon the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Cole Blanche APN, to present the Dux Awards. The Dux Award is sponsored by LexisNexis and awarded to the officer with the highest level of performance in all aspects of the recruit training program. The recipient for Grey Squad is Constable Ben Tudor Roberts. The recipient for Green Squad is Constable Brodie Owen. I now call upon the Honourable Paul Papalia, CSC MLA, Minister for Police, Corrective Services, Racing and Gaming, Defence Industry, Veterans Issues, to present the Minister's Awards. The Minister's Award is donated by the Minister for Police and awarded to the officer selected by their peers as the person having made the best overall contribution to their squad. The recipient for Grey Squad is Constable Joseph Wooden. And the recipient for Green Squad is Constable Brodie Owen. Thank you, sir. Please join me again in congratulating these officers. I now invite the Honourable Paul Papalia, CSC MLA, Minister for Police, Corrective Services, Racing and Gaming, Defence Industry, Veterans Issues, to address the graduates and guests.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, can I just thank Professor Colleen Hayward for that wonderful welcome to country, and also join her in acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet and pay my respects to their elders. Can I also take a moment this evening to acknowledge Commissioner Cole Blanche and his entire leadership team and all serving, about to retire, be marched off, and retired officers. We, or the Western Australian Police Force, enjoy an incredible reputation for quality of service they afford the people of this state, and we are very fortunate to be the beneficiaries of that service. And it's appropriate on a night such as this, when we welcome new officers to the Western Australian Police Force, that we pause, acknowledge the quality of the service that is rendered, and thank you all for what you do. Can I also take a moment to acknowledge, as I always do at these things, the friends, family and loved ones of the graduating course or squads. I'm acutely aware that you are deprived of the opportunity to volunteer. It's done for you. And nevertheless, as a consequence of supporting the people standing before us this evening, you are going to be, already have and will be in the future, called upon to make a significant sacrifice on their behalf, but also in the service of the state. So can I just thank you for what you've done, and thank you for what you will do in the future. Your care, your support and your love of these officers will be fundamental to their well-being and welfare and success of their careers. And finally, to grey and green squads, I have a message that I convey to every graduating officer, and it is unashamedly the same thing. It is this: it is no small thing that you do to set aside the indulgence of civilian life, don a uniform and dedicate yourself to the service of others. That requires real commitment. And in the course of that service, you will be called upon to travel the far-flung regions of this huge state and, by necessity, be absent from your friends and family at important times. And that will call for a generosity of spirit. And undoubtedly, in the course of your service, there will come a time when you will have to move towards danger rather than away from it. When you will have to put yourself in harm's way on behalf of your colleagues and the community. And that will demand true courage. So this evening, it's my honour and my duty to be here on behalf of the people and the state of Western Australia to say, for your commitment, your generosity and your courage, thank you. Congratulations on graduating, and good luck for a successful and rewarding career. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. I now invite the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Cole Blanche, APM, to address the graduates and guests.
Well, good evening, everyone, on this beautiful night. Can I firstly thank Colleen Haywood for that welcome. For those that don't know, Colleen is a very good friend to WA Police and me personally, giving us much guidance and support in representing our community at our executive boards. Can I also acknowledge the Honourable Paul Papalia, CSC, MLA, Minister for Police, Corrective Services, Racing and Gaming, Defence Industry and Veterans Issues, to all other distinguished guests, my colleagues from the Western Australia Police Force, and in particular the Academy staff who prepare our recruits to be ready for duty. And most importantly, I welcome our newest police officers, your family and your friends. Now, before I start, I do want to also thank the Academy staff for how you look on the parade ground tonight. It is a magnificent, and for the family and friends, I'm going to ask for your help, because the motorcycle escorts, the pipe band, the mounted branch, the banner party, Randall Worthington, the acting senior sergeant out there running the parade, they look magnificent. And they look that way to not only participate tonight to graduate our officers, but also pay respects to our retiring officers. So I think they all deserve a round of applause for the way they look. So it is my honour and privilege to officially address our newest police officers from grey and green squads, because you have answered the call to duty by joining the ranks of the Western Australia Police Force. 6 of our graduating officers tonight come from a military background, and 4 have transferred from police staff or auxiliary officer roles. And I recognise that because they have already dedicated themselves to serving our community and have now chosen policing to continue on that commitment. So to all the graduating officers, your willingness to undertake vigorous training and to learn skills and knowledge that is necessary to serve our community is proof of your character and your integrity. As graduates, you have shown that you have what it takes to serve others as effective and capable police officers. You will see the best and the worst of people, but you will be required to remain impartial in the face of adversity. To all the family and friends here, I appreciate you sharing in this journey with our newest officers. I have no doubt that you are as proud of them as I am. Their success greatly depends on your continued support. And thank you for helping them achieve their goal of graduating here tonight, and for that future support in the years to come. Never forget that you are all now part of our Blue family. Our new police officers have earned the honour of being able to serve the people of Western Australia, where every day brings a responsibility to keep our community safe. We use innovative and cutting-edge technology, and you will have the necessary tools to solve crimes faster and help those in need. But I want to be very clear for everyone on the parade ground. Nothing will replace your eyes and ears and your unwavering sense of duty. We enjoy the trust and respect of our community because we focus on our policing fundamentals, and it is now your responsibility to ensure that this reputation is upheld. One of the best parts about my job is what I'm about to talk about, and that is we're going to recognise 5 officers who have given their all with a combined total of more than 200 years of dedicated service. It's an average of around 40 years each. So tonight we will be thanking, and I will personally be thanking and saluting for their duty, Inspector Paul Bolt, Detective Senior Sergeant Peter Feast, Sergeants Les Harvey, Darcy Boylan and Laurie Casaza. Now, again, I had a look at the ages of the graduating recruits, and so one of them is in fact 46 years old. But Les joined 47 years ago. So when Les joined the job, not a single graduating officer here tonight was born. And so when they do march off later on tonight, save your largest round of applause for those that have dedicated their service to our community. For 4 decades across these officers, it is a magnificent way to pay our respects and say thank you, and they will be marched off soon as a mark of our honour and respect. Graduating officers, those are pretty big boots to fill, but their legacy is now your destiny to fulfil. With these fine examples, I urge that you all take pride in your work and embrace the challenges that will come with being a police officer. Stay true to your training, but never forget the values that have led you to this profession: duty, teamwork, integrity and care. Best wishes to your families and friends, and congratulations to you, our newest Western Australia police officers. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Could all guests please stand for the national anthem? Officers in full uniform are required to salute, and please feel free to sing along if you wish to. Please be seated. Members of the West Australia Police Force are afforded the honour of being marched off the parade ground as a sign of recognition for their dedicated service to the community of Western Australia. It is our honour tonight for the West Australia Police Force to march off the following members. Sergeant Laurie Kasasa. Sergeant Kasasa joined the WA Police Force on the 23rd of July 1990 and went on to serve in various patrol and inquiry roles at the start of his career. Upon promotion to Sergeant, he served at Bayswater and Perth Police Stations, Perth Transport Police and Self-Quarantine Assurance Team, as well as undertaking regional service as Officer in Charge at Norseman and Nullagine Police Stations. Most recently, Sergeant Kasasa served as Officer in Charge at Ravensthorpe Police Station until his retirement on the 8th of August 2024 after 34 years of service. Sergeant Darcy Boylan. Sergeant Boylan joined the WA Police Force on the 19th of December 1988 and served at Central Police Station, Tactical Response Group, Perth Traffic and Major Incident Group. Upon promotion to Sergeant, he undertook a number of supervisory and training roles at Perth and Warwick Police Stations, legal and procedural, traffic and driver training units. Most recently, Sergeant Boylan served as Supervisor at Traffic Enforcement Group North until his retirement on the 15th of July 2024 after 35 years of service. He will also receive his 35-year service class this evening. Sergeant Les Harvey. Sergeant Harvey joined the WA Police Force on the 30th of August 1976 as a cadet and served as a Patrol Inquiry Officer, Intelligence Officer and Law Review and Research Officer roles within legal services. Upon promotion to Sergeant, he undertook various supervisory and resourcing roles at Mirrabooka, West and South Metro District Support Groups, South Metro Traffic and Coburn, Cottesloe and Palmyra Police Stations. Most recently, Sergeant Harvey served at Fremantle and Mandurah Case File Management until his retirement on the 18th of July 2024 after 47 years of service. Detective Senior Sergeant Peter Feast. Detective Senior Sergeant Feast joined the WA Police Force on the 8th of January 1979 and went on to serve in various investigative and intelligent roles at locations such as Division 79, Major Fraud Squad and various Metropolitan Detective Offices. Upon promotion to Detective Senior Sergeant in 2002, he undertook various secondments and worked police operations, as well as serving as Officer in Charge at Operational Intelligence Tasking and Coordination, Hillary's Police Station and Investigative Standards Unit. Detective Senior Sergeant Feast's service came to full circle as a return to the Academy as Officer in Charge of Detective Training School, a position he held until his retirement on the 20th of August 2024 after 45 years of service. He will also receive his 45-year service class this evening. Inspector Paul Bolt. Inspector Bolt joined the WA Police Force on the 14th of March 1983 and went on to serve in a number of investigative roles at locations such as Division 79, Company Fraud Squad, Organised Crime Investigation, Gang Response, Gang Crime Squads and various Metropolitan Detectives Offices. Upon promotion to Inspector, he served at Sex Crime Division as Head of Faculty here at the Academy, Midland District Office, Tactical Response Group and Regional Operations for the Metropolitan Region. Most recently, Inspector Bolt served as Assistant District Officer at Mirrabooka District Office until his retirement on the 5th of September 2024 after 41 years of service. On behalf of the WA Police Force, we thank these officers for their dedication, their professionalism and commitment to the policing community of Western Australia. And we wish them all the very best in their future endeavours. Could all guests please stand whilst the police banner and retiring members are marched off the parade ground. Officers in uniform are required to salute and hold the salute until the banner halts.
Party Commander, march off the banner and retiring members.
Please be seated. This brings us to the conclusion of this evening's graduation. The parade sergeant will now prepare the parade for the final march past and dismiss the parade. Afterwards, the constables will have official photographs taken before refreshments will be served upstairs in the Academy Cafe. Again, please feel free to cheer and applaud as the graduates march past. We thank you very much for attending this evening's event. Grey Squad, get your photo please. Grey Squad, come up to your photo now. And then you can move to the camera. And please the rest of you, Grey Squad, not part of you. Senior Davenport, please come to the photo. Senior Davenport. Green Squad, bring it in.